You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Brandon.
And this is Alex.
And we're filmmakers.
And we're also drinking bourbon.
Yes, we are.
Cheers.
Buddy. Let's see what we got today.
Cheers.
This smells tasty.
It smells familiar.
We are still working through this sweet, sweet bottle of Elijah Craig.
Mr. Craig.
Which was a recommendation from our 51% show, right?
It was. Yeah, it's one of their, top 5?
Yeah, 94 proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, Elijah Craig, small batch.
There you go. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out.
It's got a nice little finish, a little burn, little flavor.
Caramelly.
Sounds nice in the glass.
It does.
Excellent.
It even sounds nice.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, what's up, man?
Not much, man. This is the first time we've had a show just me and you in a while.
I know, it's kind of uncomfortable.
Reunited, and it feels so... I know, I feel like we're not as intimate as we once were.
I'm stuck in this room with you.
It used to be just me and you, and then we started bringing in these third parties, and you know what they say about bringing in third parties. It gets complicated.
Does it? Three's a crowd?
Three's a company.
Three's a company.
Two's a company. Three's a crowd.
Two's not a company.
Either way.
Anyway.
So, what have you been up to, man?
Oh, not much, dude. I am, to be quite honest, I'm a little stressed.
Yeah?
I don't know if you can hear it in my voice out there in the
You're always stressed.
internet land. But yeah, there's just so much going on. It's a busy month already.
Yeah, man.
Even though we just started.
Things are coming together.
Yeah, so it's a lot of pre-production and a lot of managing of schedules.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure you don't double book yourself and make sure that, everyone's happy, and
yes.
It's tough.
Do you find yourself before shoots or during pre-production, it's hard to sleep?
Drinking a lot of bourbon?
No, not that.
Oh, sorry.
Is it hard? I find myself, especially before shoot day.
Yeah.
Like before a shoot day, I can't sleep.
No, it's impossible.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Because I know I need to sleep. I purposefully go to bed early.
Yeah.
And because I'm running through my head shot lists, things. I don't want to forget anything, props,
no matter how much,
all that stuff.
No matter how much prep you do, and no matter how in line things are, that's always the case. You're always like, oh God,
I'll wake up and I'll write down stuff,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, now I can fall asleep. I wrote down that thing that I thought I was going to forget.
Yep.
Nope.
Can't do it.
Restless.
No, I think a lot of people are that way. I'm like that.
Yeah.
So makes it tough though. And you wake up and you've got a long shoot day, and I do find that if it's a longer term gig, like 3, 4, or 5 days, it gets easier every day after that.
Yeah, because things start to fall in line. You're not worried about dropping the ball. You're kind of in a groove.
Yeah, we got 1 day in the can. All right, on to day 2. Feel good. I can sleep now.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So
and by the time you get to the end of the project, no one cares.
No.
You're just let's just
you
shoot it.
Yeah, it's done. You get it done. But 18-day movies or 3, 4, 5 week movies, when I used to do those, it got way easier. Week 2.
Yeah.
It's all right, we're in the swing of things now.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Because we've got a couple projects, ongoing projects we do that I feel the same way. Even traveling out of town, it's kind of we've done certain gigs.
It's almost like continuation of the same project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, what have you been up to?
This week, watching the Oscars.
I did watch that as well.
That was pretty fun.
It was. We, you and I actually kind of live tweeted the thing.
We Twitterific.
We Twitterfied.
We Twitterfied it.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, man. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. It was as controversial, I guess, as you quote controversial as it was with Chris Rock hosting and all the.
What do you think? How do you think he did?
I loved it, dude. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job too. He hit the hard points, but still softened it up. Although he lost some points with the Asian jokes, which I don't. It a little undermined what he was doing.
But
what? So is it to unify people who have a common enemy and bring in a third party everybody can make fun of? I'm just saying, I
don't think he meant it that way.
I'm just saying, though, in what he making a joke, a racial joke, mind you.
True.
When he was trying to create a whole night against that type of thing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If he would have not done that, he could have potentially had a killer night.
True. No, I agree. That was a mishap a little bit. But if the biggest like racial joke is that you're good at something, I think that's a pretty soft blow.
Well, I'm just saying.
So I think it was more a jab. In my opinion, the way I took that joke, it was more a jab and a hey, let's talk about child labor. Like, this is something that needs to be addressed. Yes, this is a joke, and yes, we worked in the small little Asian like portion of that, but it was more the punchline, like, hey, these kids also made your phone. Like, oh crap, we need to talk about child labor.
All right, I think you're giving the viewer a little too much credit to connect the dots on that and figure it out.
That's how I connected my dots.
So here's the thing. So speaking of comedy, the other person on the panel that I thought was just a jerk was Louis C.K.
Yeah, I saw your
friend
message.
of mine, he's a filmmaker as well. He had shot me an email based on that response, private versus public.
Yeah.
But it was cool, and he had a good point of view. He was like, he's a comedian. He's trying to like, it was his. He said, viewed it kind of like he was roasting, more of a roast. Like, hey, these people actually do it for the heart, not the money.
Yeah.
But I just felt like, I don't know, man. I felt like it made him look like a jerk, and it was just kind of like, I thought it was just a little
tasteless.
A little tasteless considering these are the small guys and they work their tails off, and it felt a little Kanye Taylor Swift to me.
What?
And it was like, you know what? Just say something, cool and gracious, and let's hold these people up on high who are out there telling these amazing stories of humanity for nothing.
This is maybe one point where I agree with you. Like ever. No, I'm kidding. But I took away a little bit of that sentiment as well from that comment. Basically what I felt he was trying to say is like, this is as far as they're going to go. Their career is over. This is their high point in their life. It's like, no, dude, you're up for an Oscar for best doc short or whatever. This is the start of your career. This can only open doors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, I thought I'd point that out. But that's just me. I don't really like Louis C.K. I don't think he's funny.
I do. I think
he's funny.
I think the self-deprecating humor is absolutely hilarious.
I think he's depressing.
One person, which I tweeted out, and I was like, man, they should have Ali G host the Oscars next year. Sacha Baron Cohen as Ali G on stage. I thought it was hilarious.
Wow. That guy's weird.
I thought that was probably the best segment of the entire night. I laughed out loud so hard.
He's kind of funny. I don't know if I quite get that type of comedy. Maybe I'm not smart enough, but
yeah, you're probably not.
But what about let's just get right into, for me, a shocker. Best Picture.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? I haven't even seen it. So.
No, I mean, I'm sure Spotlight's good, but I think going into this, best director, best cinematographer, best actor,
you'd think Revenant was a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't Revenant win Best Picture for the Globes?
I think so, yeah.
So, I mean, it was rolling at all the other festivals, and then bam.
Through. Yeah. And
Spotlight.
I wonder, and I talked to a few of my buddies about this, I wonder if it was a political move.
Yeah, could be.
To, further that conversation about church and everything.
Absolutely. I mean, people need to be talking about it. I mean, the story highlights the atrocities of the Catholic Church and molestation charges and all that stuff. So
somebody was like, this needs to be talked about more. Give it Best Picture so more people go see it. Yeah, I don't know.
You got to think that stuff happens.
I do. I mean, yeah. It's kind of backtracking on a few of my statements in previous episodes, but
sure. But I tell you what,
everything's political.
One of our followers on FTB Podcast, who shouted out on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw his tweet. He said, so what did we learn? He said, let me pull this up. But he said, what did we learn after watching the Oscars? And he said that we learned that if you want to win Best Picture, hire Michael Keaton, not Leo.
Oh.
I thought it was kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was from Anju Debnath. Sorry if I messed your name up, buddy. But anyway, he's a fan of the show, and he was chatting to us on Twitter. So
awesome. Yeah, we like the interaction.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
So what else, man? Oscars. What'd you think about old Leo? He got his first gold.
Yeah, good for him.
I like Leo. I thought to be honest, I thought he should have got it for Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I thought that was a better performance. This isn't going to be a popular statement.
I know it's coming.
I think he's pretty much exactly the same in every movie that he's in.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
I couldn't. Watching The Revenant, love The Revenant. That was brilliant. In my opinion, if Tom Hardy was up for Best Actor, he would have absolutely dominated. If he was the lead in that movie.
Talk about another shocker. I agree with you. Best Supporting Actor, Tom Hardy didn't get it. He got robbed.
Tom Hardy, even though he was a supporting actor, it was probably the best performance of the year.
Yeah, who got it? The guy from Bridge of Spies?
Yeah. The Polish guy or Russian guy, whatever.
Somebody paid for that one.
I don't know. Did you see Bridge of Spies?
No.
It's pretty good.
Why would I ever watch that movie?
His I don't know, maybe it was a historical accuracy thing or something like that, but he wasn't that like I wouldn't say not that good, but there wasn't a lot to that performance in that story.
Regardless,
he played a very low
Tom
key.
Hardy, in our opinion, you got the best supporting actor.
Tom Hardy, he was
amazing.
Fantastic. But going back to Leo, good. Yes, it was good, but the first part of The Revenant, I found it really hard to look past the fact that, that's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Sure.
I didn't get sucked
I feel
in.
that way, though, a lot about a lot of people, like George Clooney. He's
Really?
the same in every movie. He's just George Clooney. He doesn't really... I've
cool
never
guy.
seen a movie where George Clooney transforms the way that a Jared Leto transforms or a Matthew McConaughey transforms.
True.
Those are guys who transform their bodies.
Yeah.
Christian Bale transforms. These are actors who really transform who they are. And even Jake Gyllenhaal, you're like, wow, this is a different human being.
Gyllenhaal's amazing.
I think so. But I think that, you feel it about Leo. I feel it about Clooney. I feel it about, there's probably, Reese Witherspoon. Really?
But that's also a lot of the stuff.
Does she do anything besides be Reese Witherspoon?
But it's also a lot of the stuff they get cast for. Like Clooney's hired to play the suave gentleman, womanizer type. Like that's just...
You know who I else think is
the cool guy.
Is a total monotone actor?
Huh.
Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have range.
Huh. But I
get what... Yeah, okay.
He's hired to play
He
those
does his
parts.
one thing.
Yeah.
But, even Between the Pines or whatever, it's basically the same as The Notebook.
The Place Beyond the Pines. I loved that
Yeah,
movie.
that was a great movie, but it's basically like The Notebook guy.
Yeah. Really cool process. There's an interesting interview about how they shot that. But
What'd you think about Brie Larson getting it? Best female actress.
That's awesome, man. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen The Room.
Well,
I'm ashamed
I've
to
yet
admit.
to see it either, but I know what I have seen. I've seen the United States of Terra.
Yeah.
Which was a Showtime series that she was on, and I fell in love with her during that series. She was great.
Yeah, you've talked about that a few times.
Dynamic actress, and I'm glad to see that she got her due.
Yeah, and in every interview that they've done with her, she seems like a really kind of genuine person. So came from humble beginnings.
Exactly.
She talked a lot about how The Room kind of parallels her own life as far as, lack of...
Growing up with single parents.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
You know one where I was disappointed?
What? Halloween? Didgeridoo?
That was the soundtrack to Sicario.
Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, I tweeted you and I was like, Sicario's got this. But I will say I'm not disappointed with Ennio Morricone's win.
It's great.
Hateful Eight has a great theme.
Super great theme.
And it's very it's very cohesive, the entire thing.
What a great little moment he had accepting that award. Just
Touching.
This little old man.
Yeah, little Italian guy.
Love that guy.
Yeah, it was cool.
What
so
a guy.
What's another one, man?
Well, I've got something to talk about.
I don't know.
This is not going to be popular.
All right, go for it. Is it relating to the Oscars?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
This is not going to be popular. Although it was one of the most popular movies. I stand by my statement that Mad Max is completely overrated. Completely overrated. And I thought I was crazy. I thought I was alone. I put out a little message on the intranets, and I had a really strong response. A lot of people came back and was like, totally agree, totally agree, totally agree. They were not impressed. Half of them didn't even make it through.
I know. I've
So
seen
there's
that
a
lot.
whole sector of people
There are. There is.
who just don't get that.
Yeah, they didn't connect.
And I feel like,
Which I don't understand at all.
I
Because
do want to
loved
say,
it.
I do want to say, to clarify my statement, I don't have a problem with the awards that it got, because it was highly art directed, a lot of costume, all that sort of stuff. I get it, but it just wasn't that great of a movie, in my opinion.
In your opinion,
yeah.
But the good thing about art,
What's that, Alex?
subjective, Brandon. It's subjective.
Yes.
So everybody's got their own tastes.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
And people don't agree with award nominations or
me.
whatever. So that is one where I could have seen and I would not have been disappointed had George Miller won Best Director. Because I feel like that movie, regardless of it, if you liked it or not, what it took to get that thing done and the overall kind of managerial aspect of a director and seeing a vision through, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So he took his idea, he fleshed it out.
Wouldn't you give that to the producer, though?
No.
Okay.
That's, making sure that everything works,
Sure.
But his, all the theme is there. Like, there's no straying from his vision. Nothing is out of place. Everything, adheres to what he wanted. So, pretty cool. I love the movie. I think it's a great soundtrack.
It got sound mixing.
Yeah.
Got the whole deal.
Sound mixing and sound editing.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool.
Whatever.
Yeah. What
cool.
about some of the performances? I want to go to a different aspect.
Oh, you're getting into the music side of
Oscars.
things.
I thought, regardless of the kind of flub that he had, but I thought Sam Smith's performance and his speech were fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on Sam Smith. He
Yeah.
was definitely, he got a little pitchy. Some weird things happened on his voice that don't happen on the record.
Because it's live.
Yeah. But then again, Adele totally bombed the Grammys.
Yeah.
She sounded horrible.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of Lady
And I'm not a
Gaga's
big fan of
performances.
Adele, by the way.
Really?
Let's just throw this out there. I don't
Why?
think she's that great.
I like it.
She's all right.
You don't think she's
Her
talented?
first album was really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just a side note.
Overhyped.
The new stuff is just kind of eh.
All right.
What do I know?
Adele
I'm
Ferris.
just a guy.
But yeah, I thought his
Gaga
Sam
was
Smith
cool?
stuff was cool. I didn't like it.
No?
No. I'm not a big fan of
I like Gaga.
her voice. I think she's a good songwriter.
Yeah.
But I think if she has other people sing it, it sounds better.
I don't know. I was looking at it as I guess maybe I was looking at the message and
Statement.
the intensity of it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Kind of
like
interesting.
the whole freaking
I like her
Oscars-
theatrics.
Yeah. Well, the whole show,
I like
the
her
whole
theatrics.
Oscars show was full of messages
Yeah.
and hey, let's talk about this
Sure.
and don't forget about that.
Yeah, let's just
And-
so we had an anti-rape message.
Yep.
We had
You had a gay rights message.
We
You
had
had
a
a
equality
rape-
message. And we had a environmental message.
And you had a religious message in Spotlight.
Yes.
Yeah,
but that was sexual abuse.
but it's
Separate from
rape, from
yeah.
college rape.
That could be our top 5.
It's-
Top 5 social issues.
Yeah, that appeared in the Oscars. Yeah, it was a message-filled night.
Yeah.
But again,
Which is cool.
I thought the cool thing about Chris Rock was that he was able to kind of take all these things, distill it down into a comedic
Sure.
delivery, like you said, to soften the blow.
Yeah.
You know, hey, let's talk about it, but you're allowed to laugh. It's fine. Like let's chuckle a bit,
Yeah.
but then let's
He went pretty hard on Jada Pinkett. That was, but his line
Yeah.
his line about Rihanna was,
a little raunchy.
wow.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
but a little
Jeez.
much. For the
Well,
Oscars.
if you want to chime in, or if you want to share your opinion, hit us up on FTB Podcast on Twitter at
Yeah.
FTB Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. We'd like to get your opinions on these sorts
what
of things.
did you think?
Yeah, what did you think about what's going on out there in the world?
Did you think Mad Max should have won?
Yeah, that's a good question. Mad Max, should it have won? Let's
You know what
hear
we
from
need
the
to
real.
do more of? We need
What's
to do
that?
more Twitter polls.
We do need to do another Twitter poll. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
the last Twitter poll, which was on would you rather be on time or on budget,
Yeah.
everybody said on time.
Really?
Yeah, everybody wants to be on time versus on budget.
Well, I think that there's some crossover there.
Yeah,
You know, if you go over time for the day, you're spending more money. So
sure.
a little bit of crossover.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Very cool.
what are you working on, man?
Like I said earlier, I'm doing a lot of pre-production. I've got a ton of stuff coming up. Tons of calls coming in, which I feel blessed, honestly.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone that's hiring us.
I called you.
You did.
I called you.
You did.
Said, hey, Alex.
You said, hey,
what?
are you? What kind of sandwich you're eating right now? That was your call. No, but yeah, there's a lot of calls coming in. It's going to be a busy year, I think, for everybody. It's kind of cool because I'm, getting to call up my regular crew again and, hey, are you available? Let's do this. We got this going on, but it does take a lot of management and a lot of time.
Nice. Anything that you've just recently shot or anything that's in pre-production you can talk about, or?
Yeah, not on the commercial front, but on the narrative front. We kind of hinted at it a couple shows ago. I shot this short film with Adam Mark Brown, same dude I did Daniel and Siri with, called Lapses. It's like a 7 to 8 minute, 9 minute, sub 10 minute short.
As in like time lapse or like lapse, like dance on my lap?
No, LAPSES, like lapses in time.
Okay.
Yes. Like missing
not
chunks.
Lapsis.
Lapses, not lap band surgery.
All right.
But lapses.
Got it.
Plural of lapse.
Got it.
Anyway, it's a kind of a psychological thriller.
Nice.
Yeah, sub 10 minutes. Really cool. But the neat thing about it, what I liked, was we really had to stretch and reach and be creative because we had very, very little money, basically no money. So interior, it was shot in a hotel room, like an hour east of Cincinnati. And we shot all the interior stuff with nothing but practical light. So it was all creative staging of actors and, positioning of lamps and such to get backlight and fill and all that jazz. And it turned out really, really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it was neat to see what we could do with nothing.
Where can people find all these things that you do? Are there links on your website?
They're images on my website, and then all these films are on Facebook. There's individual pages. So this is, I think, facebook.com/lapses or lapses film.
Why don't you take all the short films that you're working on or have worked on? Let's get them on a blog post.
Let's do it.
Let's let people find these things.
Yeah, they're a wide range. So,
nice.
But then going back to the previous one we shot, Daniel and Siri, and then with Brad Gollowin, Eddie, which are two kind of character pieces, they are both screening March 15th up in Columbus.
Cool.
At the Gateway.
All right. Well, if you are in Columbus or near Columbus,
March 15th.
Go hang out with Alex.
Yeah, 7 p.m. We'll be there. Tickets are $8. So it's less than the price of a real,
just
Hollywood
one screening
movie.
or both?
They're both going to play back to back. So
Wow.
Eddie is preceding Daniel and Siri. Eddie's 8 minutes and Daniel and Siri's 32 minutes. So you have 40 minutes of cinema.
Wow.
And then we get we'll be around and maybe do a talkie thing and discuss how we did it.
I might have to come up.
I want you to come up.
I didn't get a formal invitation yet.
Because it just went out today, buddy. Actually, today, this episode's coming out on Friday. It came out on Thursday, yesterday.
Nice.
So it's kind of weird, this time deal. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. I think it'll be a good time. Like, just chat about how we did it. We'll hopefully have some crew there. And then we're trying to do a Cincinnati screening since most of the crew is from Cincinnati.
Nice.
So yeah. Actually reached out to Kristen Irwin.
There you go.
Via email and said, hey, you got any contacts at theaters and for screenings? And yeah, see what happens.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. What about you?
Man, I've been hustling.
You're always hustling.
Working
your corner.
The last I'm trying to expand my block, you know what I mean?
Taking over.
Forcing out the other last clicks. Time we caught up, I was talking about a lot of proposals that went out.
Yeah.
It's
like 2,200 or something?
No. We have actually gotten word back from multiple places, and they have said they want to do work with Leapframe.
Congratulations.
So my company, Leapframe Digital Film and Motion Design, is moving forward on some cool projects. Can't be specific. One of them is a university project that is a broadcast commercial for a university, which should be really cool. One is potentially with an agency out of Texas.
Wow.
So we're expanding the block that realm.
Nationwide, my friend.
We're talking to some people.
Yeah.
Got a few people we know. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
And I just shot something yesterday.
You did, yeah. We saw some stills online. What was that?
So a lot of times, we'll get projects in that are, that are small. They're decent enough projects that we want to take them.
Yeah.
As far as financially, but they're too small to really bring in the big guns like yourself and gaffers and grips and all that sort of stuff.
For sure.
So it's a little more of a run and gun crew shooting on the Canon C100 Mark IIs. So that's when I put on my my director of photography hat. And
well, you've become well versed in that thing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the benefit of those cameras, though. It's so easy to use.
And so we went out, and it's I can't really talk about it because of NDAs, but
stylistically,
long story short,
yeah,
it's for an agency who helps do research of some sort.
Okay.
They are trying to prove their capabilities of research to a manufacturer that makes clothing. One of which, if I said their name, you would be like, I've seen them before on every sports channel. So, fun project, cool brands involved, going to get exposure with some really cool brands. But what we had to do is we had to capture basically people who were like active lifestyle, but also like fashionable sort of related. So we had a girl who was like CrossFit sneakerhead. We had her out running and doing pull-ups and that sort of thing. We had a kid who's like a baller. He's like at the courts, that sort of deal. Mm-hmm. And then we had like a shoe collector sneakerhead. He's at like the shoe boutique, like checking out the sneaks, different stuff. And had him sort of walking down the middle of the street. We actually had 3 dolly shots. None of them were on a dolly. So
handheld?
I'll explain. So we're running handheld on the C100, and one was on a dolly. Our first dolly shot happened on my longboard.
Really?
And so we needed to get a shot from behind, shoulders up, of Brittany running.
Okay.
And so I just pedaled, push kicked on the old longboard and got the shot.
Holding the C100 in your hands?
Holding the C100, yeah.
Wow.
And it looked great.
You just going to stabilize it with Premiere?
No, it's all handheld. It looks great.
Man.
Yeah, so it's just got that nice handheld look to
That's
it.
Cool.
And
a little raw.
Everything we shot was 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
And so to give it some drama, there's like a little bit of a freestyle rap sort of thing that goes over top of it with some music. It's very stylistic piece.
Urban.
Yeah.
Sounds very urban.
And so that was the first dolly shot. The next dolly shot was it was using our little SERP slider.
Magic carpet.
So I had the SERP Magic Carpet 2.5-foot slider, which we got this really cool shot. This kid's like got a basketball. He's like lacing up his sneaks, and then he gets up from the curb, grabs the ball, bounces it, and he's out of frame. And that was all like great, just beautiful sun behind him. It was amazing.
Nice.
Little flare action going on.
Yeah, what time of day did you shoot this stuff?
Well, we got up for the first shots at 5 in the morning.
It's all magic hour.
Well, it wasn't that magical because overcast. But we did get some nice morning light. We did actually, the sun peeked through for like a minute, and we caught it, and we got some nice flares.
Cool.
So it was kind of fun. But then the last dolly shot of the day was me sitting on the front of the car, and then me sitting on the back of the car.
Really?
We were going very slow on a street that was not occupied, so we were pretty safe about it. But for sure, it was definitely a very loose rig.
I think there's an Instagram channel for those type of rigs.
Yeah. So it was fun. We had a lot of fun. We got some cool content. I can't wait to see it come together. Kyle's back at the shop cutting some stuff up now, trying to like
your stuff's always cool.
So I think it's going to have a nice look to it, a nice vibe. But
speaking of projects similar to that, kind of the doc lifestyle, sun flares and golden hour deal. Yeah. Didn't one of your projects maybe get some recognition recently?
Yeah, we were lucky enough. So the ADDIE Awards, which are the AAF, the American Advertising Federation, nationwide organization. It's where all the agencies submit their creative work. It gets judged and it gets awarded. There's the Silver Award, and then a step above that, the highest honor is the Gold Award. And I was actually super surprised. We won a Gold ADDIE for 60 seconds or less branded content for the piece I did on Bulky, which was
the veneer company?
The wood veneer company.
Wow.
And, we've talked about that on the show before. We got up super early to catch a guy using a chainsaw at magic hour.
Yeah.
And evidently somebody liked it.
Everybody likes it.
It was a good little piece, and it was a lot of fun. But that was good.
Nice work, dude. Very nice.
There you go.
Proud of you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, I owe it all to you, buddy.
So proud to know
I owe it all to you.
No, you don't.
I owe it all to you. All the tips and tricks I've stolen over the years.
You have just stealing them all away. Pretty soon I'm going to be worthless and kicked to the curb.
Yeah, until it involves shooting on anything other than the Canon C100 Mark II.
It's all,
what is that camera?
Yeah.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
We're all going to be taking, all of our jobs are going to be taken by robots anyway.
Yeah, that's a true story. So, speaking of robots, coming back to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Ex Machina.
Visual effects.
It got something.
Which
How fun was that?
I love it. And I'm so surprised that they didn't give it to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which obviously had the most visual effects, but I'm so glad they chose Ex Machina because I thought it was the most appropriate VFX.
Sure. Not only that, but they should have got Best Dance Sequence.
If that's a thing, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Boogie Down.
Sorry, not to get
Oscar Isaac.
Jump back to Oscars, but anyway,
Speaking of Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Do all sorts of tie-ins. But yeah, no, that was great. And they did you read about how they did that?
No.
So typically with visual effects where they're replacing body parts and full CG characters and stuff, they'll put a bunch of tracking markers all over you. Mm-hmm. And you have to shoot it and light it in such a way that the visual effects artists have all that contrast so they can track the markers and do all their magic. With Ex Machina, they basically just said, shoot it like you would a normal movie. We got it. Don't worry about it. And so they went in and, rotoscoped everything and tracked based on other features and not dots. And they lit it like a dramatic piece and didn't have to worry about it.
Wow.
And I think it was the Mill, the group that did it,
yeah,
went in and
they
just killed it.
They do some pretty rowdy work.
Which they did a similar thing recently for a Chemical Brothers music video, which is pretty neat. Like turning her skin into mesh and stuff. But yeah.
Good stuff. A lot of things happening out there, buddy.
There are.
I got some things I'm excited about.
Yeah?
I've been putting together my list of stuff for I need to buy for 2016.
You have. Yeah, you called me about that. You gonna buy some cool stuff?
If you got a production company, you gotta have budgets. You gotta have things. You gotta have stuff. I think I'm gonna add.
Batteries.
I think I'm gonna add some wireless mic capabilities.
Ooh.
It's not something that we need often, but we do need it, and more we're getting into some of those situations. So, let's take a moment here. When you're building a production company, whether it's you're a one-man band or whatnot, you have to balance your income with your investments.
True.
So you can't buy it all at once. So you have to buy what is necessary first.
Unless your dad gives you a $200 million loan.
Unless you're a trust fund kid and you graduate college with a red dragon and a red weapon and all the lights you need. So, and those people are out there. We know who they are. Mm-hmm. And we
love you anyway.
They will do your music video for free. But the rest of us are trying to feed our families. And so as we're building a company and a small business like my little production company, you can't buy it all at once. So you got to buy what you need now.
Piece by piece.
And it was one of those things where for us, wireless mics and shotguns and stuff like that, we just didn't find ourselves using a whole lot internally because those types of projects, typically we had a sound guy on anyway. Mm-hmm. So we were like, a lot of that stuff, let's just not have in-house. But then sometimes you want to do something in-house and you kind of want a shotgun mic and you're like, we don't have one.
Yeah.
And it's an internal project, so I'm not going to hire a sound guy. So over time, you start to build up stuff. So this year I was like, you know what? It's time. So we're probably going to get, I reached out to our buddies from Sennheiser.
Oh, cool.
I think I'm going to, even though there's other options for us where we're at, for what we need it for in our price point, I think we're going to go with the Sennheiser stuff and maybe pick up an AVX wireless kit.
There you go.
And one of their shotguns.
That's
kind of fun.
Very cool, yeah.
So we're adding that to the mix, I'm replacing all my SD cards. So
what are they now? They're like 2 years old.
They're like 3 years old.
3 years old.
I've had SD cards, and again, they might work for another 5 years, but it's one of those things where
don't chance it.
I am feeling superstitious that it's time because these things get beat up. They're exposed to sand and elements, and different
negative 15-degree weather, like
different stuff. And so they can only do so much, and I don't want them to go corrupt with client footage. So I decided this is the year. But they're so cheap now.
Yeah.
32 gig cards are like $20.
Yeah, there's no reason not to do that.
So I bought a bunch of new SD cards. I got some new batteries for my LED lights.
Cool.
Because those things tend to drain out pretty quick.
Yeah, we run out of those all the time.
So I got some new batteries. We got the new Solo 3DR Solo drone.
You did, which I haven't seen yet.
I've yet to fire it up.
But you say it looks amazing.
It's phenomenal.
The design of it.
Wow.
Very cool.
If you're interested in that drone, go back and listen to the show. We had the guys from 3DR on the show. The phone patch was a little sketchy, but it was still a good interview.
Yeah, I think we recapped it enough.
Yeah.
Right?
So long story short, I'm excited about all these things because that's good. That means things are happening. We're moving the ball further down the court, and excited about some really fun, interesting opportunities. And we've got some good toys to play with.
The more toys you have, the less I'm required. So
that is not true. Stop it.
Well, that's hey. Speaking of wireless mic packs, those would have been good to have on Kill Game.
Yes, they
which
would have.
You are still editing, if I hopefully think I'm correct.
Yes, I am editing proxy your demands.
My demands?
Yes, your demands. So,
hey, I'm just throwing out ideas.
Me and Alex have co-authored, co-created this Kill Game project, which I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about. But it's a great little film. We got it down to about 18 minutes. So it's definitely not like, 10-minute film festival gem. But we're hoping that maybe there's a festival out there that's looking for some really rich content that fits right at about 18 minutes.
Yeah, sub 20. I mean, it's not too long.
So
I think it's turned out good, though, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion.
It's really coming together.
It's entertaining.
One of the things we're working on right now is I built my cut, my rough cut. I built it on the performance.
True.
So sometimes the best performance was in a wide or like an extreme wide, and I went with performance over specific framing or shot selection that best told the story. And my good friend Alex here, master of visual disaster, came in and was like, I don't know, man. It's a really intimate moment. We should be tight. And I was like, all right. So we tried some stuff out, and it looks great. It's definitely better sticking with his recommendations.
Sound like you're so surprised.
Now I've got...
And I'm really just surprised to say that it kind of works.
I didn't... No. But now I got to go through and apply the rest of those moments.
Yeah, at least audition them.
Yeah,
but it's going to be good. I think we're nearing the finish line, and then after that we're gonna
hand it off to Adam.
Here, get into sound and color
at Sound Images.
Yeah, here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're in Studio B, Sound Images. These guys are great. They're doing cool stuff. We got big projects coming up with them. So if you need help on sound, holler at these guys.
Speaking of that, sorry to throw it back here, but to awards, and speaking of Sound Images,
they got one
that we collaborated on with them.
That's right.
Won Best Sound Design. Right?
Yeah. We did some spots for Armstrong. We talked about with Laura Linville, art director. The last show we had,
and the kicker, like the kung fu master. Performing in his grandmother's basement, who kicks a hole in the wall.
Yes, got best sound design. It was awesome.
Pretty sweet. Yeah, so that's cool. Congrats to them.
So
I think we put that up on the website. You can check that out.
We did, yeah. But we're going to do another blog post.
We are.
Recapping this show.
We are.
And it's been great, man. I'll tell you what, one thing that we have not done recently, but we are going to do, I promise to you, things have been busy, but we're going to ramp back up, is getting some of these new bourbons featured.
Yeah, we haven't really done that.
I've got some brands I'm reaching out to.
Cool.
Hopefully they'll be connecting.
Very cool.
I think you've got some brands you're connecting with.
I do. Yeah, we've got some good things in the works. Speaking of,
and just so you guys you listeners know, year one we came out hot and heavy, and we were trying to partner with anybody and everybody. Obviously, we wanted to get the show out. We definitely heard some feedback from our fans who said they really loved the film talk, and so that's what we've done. We wanted to get back to our roots, and so we've given you nothing but film talk. We've had a great list of people in production on the show. And it's just, we got to find that balance, talking about real projects, real work, but also featuring cool content, cool partners of brands and things that people...
Gear and bourbon.
Yeah, that people want to hear about.
Yeah, so maybe it's a, once a month thing where we have a gear partner or, a bourbon sponsor or something like that. But people are digging the film heavy with the bourbon a bourbon side chaser.
Bourbon twist.
Bourbon chaser, yeah. So anyway, but speaking of cool people, we actually, next week, we're going to be chatting with a dude whose project's going to be featured at South by Southwest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
You
we
told me
couldn't get
about
him
him.
on today. We were trying to get him on today, but our schedules just didn't line up. But definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really interesting chat.
Yeah, is it happening for sure?
Yeah, absolutely. We
just say who it is?
I have confirmation for next Wednesday or next Thursday. We're going to be chatting with this dude to talk about. It's an animation music video.
Yeah, it's really good.
Stop motion music video. His name is Nathan Johnson, and if you want to check it out prior to the show, it's called "Changes Everything" by Sun Lux.
Yep.
So check it out. We're going to be chatting with him about how he actually went about it. It involves something like
You've heard the song.
thousands of. Oh yeah, everybody's heard it.
No, changes everything.
Exactly. Yeah, see, I played that off my phone. That's what it actually sounds like. But it was all like push pins in elastic thread, and it's all animated. It's amazing.
It's really cool.
So-
Well, it's stop motion.
Yeah, well, that's animation, form of animation.
Kind of, but
Yeah.
these days,
Shut
if you
up.
say animation, you're thinking like,
Like Pixar.
yeah,
Yeah.
all
Well,
good.
stop motion. We'll say that.
stop motion.
So it's going to be cool to
animation.
chat about that and then also talk about kind of South by. And
Yeah, he's doing the South by
Big-
thing. We
big
were going to do
festivals.
the South by thing.
we're
Here's
getting tons of emails
Here's a
about
funny story. So we were originally trying to get passes for South by, and here's what
press passes.
Here's what ended up happening. We were denied press passes, and yet they still put us on the press list with our emails. And so therefore, every vendor,
Yeah.
every filmmaker at South by is trying to get us to cover their project. So we literally get 20 emails a day.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And we're skimming through them.
And we can't undo it at this point.
Nathan here I think was one of those.
Yeah,
and-
cream of the crop, rise to the top.
Yeah, and so we're skimming through them and seeing if projects jump out. But he wrote a really cool, nice email about connecting.
So we're bringing you the scraps, the table scraps from South by Southwest.
No.
Not that. I didn't mean that towards Nathan's project. I just mean like the stuff that, that's getting through to our emails,
Yeah, no
That's
doubt.
what I meant. I didn't mean that to be negative.
You shouldn't. Mr.
all right.
Chris Rock, Jesus.
Jeez, oh, crying out loud.
Anyway, we got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
This is, what we do.
It's fun catching
bring
up
cool
with
stuff
you.
to the table.
It's fun catching up, buddy.
Nice little intimate moment.
Hopefully next time we'll have even more to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, go check out on Facebook. Go find Daniel and Siri and Eddie and Lapses. We're going to put those up on the site. But and then join us March 15th for the screening in Columbus.
Yeah, come hang out. And as always, keep up on things at ftbpodcast.com, at FTB Podcast on Twitter, at FTB Podcast on Instagram.
We're all over the place.
Where all these things happen. These conversations are happening. Reach out, follow us, tag us, holler at us.
Discuss the Oscars. Yeah.
It's fun.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.